Imagine for a moment controlling your smart home with just a thought, or maybe feeling a digital handshake from someone halfway across the world. Sounds like sci fi, right? Well, maybe not anymore. Welcome to Tomorrow Unveiled. We're the show that tries to, demystify the future, looking at these big breakthroughs one step at a time. And today, wow, we are diving headfirst into a really transformative shift in technology. Our theme is strapped in this week in wearable tech. And when we
It
say strapped in, we mean, well, we're talking about this pivotal moment. Wearable tech is moving beyond just like counting your steps. It's becoming an active, almost symbiotic extension of us. These devices are integrating with our senses, even our intentions. The lines are definitely getting blurry between us and our tools. And look, this isn't just a small step forward, it feels like a fundamental leap. Our dedicated research team dug into this, and they've identified this convergence, this meeting of three key things driving it all. First, you've got these incredible advances in making things tiny miniaturization and in new material science. So devices get smaller, more comfortable, they almost disappear. Second, big breakthroughs in power. Think ultra-thin batteries, non-flammable ones even, finally solving that energy puzzle that used to hold these things back. And third, maybe the most crucial bit, the rise of really efficient AI that runs on the device itself. So we can interpret complex stuff in real time, right there, without needing the cloud constantly. So our mission today on Tomorrow Unveiled is to unpack what this all means for us, for our future. We're focusing only on what's been corroborated across multiple reports just from the past week, August 2nd to August 9th, 2025.
it really does feel like a new era, doesn't it, for how we interact with computers with the digital world. And what's so fascinating, like you said, is that these aren't just small improvements. They feel like a fundamental shift, really pushing the boundaries of what our bodies can sense and do and how we get information.
Absolutely. From everything our research team pulled together this week, it really feels like technology is becoming less about carrying a device and more about being the device.
Yeah. And right at the forefront of this big shift are neural control systems. We're
Yeah.
talking about the dawn of what genuinely feels like thought-like interaction. Our team highlighted a really significant announcement from August 6th, a military project from a company called Wearable Devices Limited. It's a touchless neural control system for military use. Basically lets soldiers operate crucial equipment using intuitive hand gestures. No touching required.
And interpreted by AI sensors, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Interpreted by AI. The goal is pretty clear. Make things more efficient, safer too, by getting rid of physical controls. Frees up hands, frees up focus for the mission. What's really compelling here, and this popped up in several reports, is this dual use idea. Tech developed for, say, consumer virtual reality or smartwatches is being toughened up for defense.
So a feedback loop.
Yeah.
Consumer R&D feeding military, and maybe vice versa.
Precisely. A powerful cycle of research and refinement, and this announcement came just after they got a key patent granted on August 4th for seamless gesture recognition, so they're clearly staking their claim.
Yeah, and that area is critical because it's moving beyond just recognizing a gesture, like a wave, to understanding intent. That's the real game changer. If we look at brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, in action,
Mm-hmm.
the shift from lab demos to actual practical use is huge. For instance, there was this really remarkable demonstration this past week, an ALS patient controlling an iPad, completely by thought. Yeah, navigating the screen, opening apps, typing out texts, all using an implantable device. And what made it possible, crucially, was Apple's new BCI human interface device protocol. Think of it like a universal translator.
Okay.
It lets these brain interfaces talk directly to standard devices like an iPad, makes them instantly compatible, opens up a massive ecosystem potential.
That's incredible. So it's not just about the one cool device, it's the underlying infrastructure that's moving things forward.
Exactly right.
Hmm.
And in another development, a research team created this microscale EEG sensor, tiny enough to be inserted between hair follicles.
Between hair follicles, seriously.
Yep. Get stable, high-quality brain signals even when you're moving around. No bulky helmet needed. Imagine truly invisible mobile BCIs for everyday stuff.
Mhm.
And complementing that, you mentioned the wearable devices patent. It specifically mentions intent detection. So being able to precisely start and stop gestures, pinch to zoom, maybe adjusting volume in the air without awkward triggers, saying start now. It filters out all the unintentional little movements, makes it feel natural, intuitive even.
That's seamless control.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really speaks to how we want tech to feel like it's just part of us, doesn't it? It opens up so much potential. Imagine just freeing up your hands,
Yeah.
controlling your smart home without reaching for anything, future AR/VR interactions. No remote, no voice command needed.
Absolutely. It's about making that digital world respond just like our own bodies do, blurring lines in really useful ways. And speaking of making the digital physical, we're seeing amazing progress in how we can feel the digital world too, through haptics.
Oh yeah, haptic interfaces. The research team definitely flagged Hapware's new thing, Ally, announced August 7th. It's assistive tech designed for people who are blind, have low vision, or are neurodiverse. It uses glasses with a camera linked to a wristband.
Okay, so how does it work?
It translates nonverbal cues, facial expressions, gestures it sees through the camera into distinct haptic patterns on the wrist. Like a smile might feel like an upward U-shaped buzz.
Huh, that's clever.
And it gets 95% accuracy, identifying 7 key cues after just 90 seconds of training. But here's the kicker, and it's important. It processes all the computer vision stuff on the device, not in the cloud.
Edge computing. So privacy is protected, and it's real time, no lag.
Exactly. No latency, no need for constant internet. That on-device processing is a huge deal for making it reliable day to day.
It really is. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, this isn't just about simple buzzing anymore, is it? It's about using our skin as this high bandwidth information channel, a totally new way to interact with data, with environments, moving way beyond simple alerts to actually transmitting complex info through touch.
Like getting data through your skin.
Sort of, yeah. There was another demo highlighted from USC, a multi-user haptic VR system. Lightweight gloves, forearm sleeves with little vibration motors. They simulate touch and texture in VR, feeling an object's shape, its movement, and crucially, it's untethered, wireless. That points towards much more natural tactile feedback in virtual spaces.
Wow. Imagine really feeling a game, not just seeing and hearing it, or gaining a whole new sense in daily life. Is that where we're headed? Sort of stepping into the simulation?
Maybe not quite the Matrix just yet, but the fidelity, the detail in these haptics, it's getting pretty astonishing. It's about layering new dimensions onto what we already sense, making the digital feel properly tangible.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. A category that's definitely becoming more present. AI-powered smart glasses. They're aiming to be this sort of ambient digital companion, almost invisible, working in the background. Our research team flagged the Vital smart glasses, launched around August 8th. These are super lightweight, like 25 grams, screenless. Basically an AI assistant you wear.
Screenless, so audio-based interaction.
Primarily, yeah. 5 microphone array, open-ear speakers. They do two-way voice translation, over 134 languages apparently. Instant photo-based text translation too, and hands-free voice notes that get transcribed and saved.
Okay, so aimed at travelers, remote workers, students,
Yeah.
people dealing with language barriers or just wanting hands-free info.
Exactly. Reducing cognitive load, fighting that digital fatigue, keeping your head up. Then there's the Brilliant Labs Halo AI glasses. These popped up August 9th. They're interesting because they're open source and pretty affordable, around $299. Bit heavier, maybe 40 grams.
Open source, huh? What do they offer?
They have a small color display, micro OLED in your peripheral vision, bone conduction audio, and an on-device AI assistant called Noah. It uses a neural processing unit, an NPU. That's a specialized chip just for running AI tasks super efficiently on the glasses. Faster, more private, real-time understanding of what you see and hear without sending it all off somewhere else.
Privacy focus seems key there.
Very much so. Low power sensor just for AI inference, no obvious recording light. They have this agentic memory system too called Narrative. It privately logs sights and sounds to help you recall names, past conversations, that kind of thing.
Like a personal memory assistant?
Kinda, yeah. And a vibe mode for voice programming, little custom apps right there. And for the sporty types, the Oakley Meta Performance Glasses, co-developed by Meta and Luxottica, designed for athletes.
Building on the Ray-Ban Meta success.
Looks like it. Sales of those apparently tripled year over year in the first half of 2025, so there's clearly a market. These are stylish sports sunglasses, Qualcomm processor, 12MP camera, spatial audio, Meta AI on board. They record Ultra HD 3K video, 8-hour battery. The focus is very much on amplifying human potential, performance tracking, real-time digital coaching for athletes.
Nice.
And finally, the research confirms Samsung's Project Muhan XR headset is definitely coming in 2025. That was confirmed around August 5th. This is more high-end AR/VR, dual micro OLED displays, really sharp visuals. Powerful Snapdragon XR2 plus Gen 2 chip handles the heavy lifting for mixed reality. Google's Android XR operating system with their Gemini AI assistant built in.
How are they tackling comfort? Those headsets can be bulky.
Good question. They're aiming for lighter than competitors, rigid strap design, and they've put the battery in an external pack. Keep the weight off your head.
Smart. And the AI.
Gemini AI can supposedly see and understand the real world around you. Ask it about objects, search by just circling something you see. Target price around $999, so slotting in between MetaQuest and Apple Vision Pro.
What's really insightful here is how these aren't just like slightly better versions of old tech. It feels like a fundamental rejigging of how we interact digitally. We're shifting from this screen-centric world, always looking down at phones, towards maybe an ambient heads-up approach, information integrated into our view of the world. And that's not just about convenience, right? It could genuinely reduce cognitive friction, make things smoother on a big scale. But it does raise an interesting question, doesn't it? Are we seeing a sort of split, a bifurcation in smart glasses? On one side, you have these really immersive AR things like Project Muhan, trying to overlay rich digital info. On the other, these more ambient, maybe audio-focused AI assistants like Vital and Halo, prioritizing practicality, discretion. Do you think both paths will flourish, or will one kind of win out eventually?
That's a great question. It feels like they serve pretty different needs, right? One's for deep immersion, gaming, maybe complex work tasks. The other's for seamless, everyday assistance, quick info, communication. I suspect both will find their lanes, at least for a while. But the big picture, yeah, is how both approaches could fundamentally change how we deal with information, how we interact with each other, get us looking up from our phones more. So thinking bigger picture, beyond these individual cool gadgets, where are we seeing the most profound impact? What's the so what for us, as a society?
Well, the applications are incredibly broad and in some areas genuinely revolutionary, like defense and high-stakes environments. These techs are creating seamless operators. Neural interfaces give that direct, intuitive link between a person and complex machinery, reduces the mental load, cuts reaction times. That makes a huge difference in safety and effectiveness. Think soldiers controlling complex systems, pilots managing busy cockpits, industrial workers guiding heavy machinery. Just makes the human operator more capable, more plugged in.
Makes sense. And in healthcare and human augmentation, the potential seems immense, almost life-changing sometimes. We already talked about Hapware's Ally. That's a phenomenal example of assistive tech, sensory substitution. But beyond that, continuous physiological monitoring is really taking off.
Right.
Like the Tring you mentioned, the open source one.
Exactly. It's an open platform for research. Allows standardized data collection, crucial for studies on chronic conditions, heart disease, sleep issues, arthritis, stuff like that, and smartwatches too. The Samsung Galaxy Watch 8, our research noted, has new biosensors, looking at things like dietary antioxidants, plus enhanced ECG for irregular heartbeats, spotting problems potentially before you even feel symptoms. It's all about proactive health, right from your wrist.
Proactive, yeah. That feels like a big shift.
And we're also seeing real progress in mental health assessment. There's something called the ANO-Sense framework. It's a way of collecting physiological data about emotions, but in real-world settings, and crucially annotating it accurately with context. This helps build AI models that can monitor things like stress or burnout, but with a much better understanding of the actual human experience behind the data.
So moving beyond just raw numbers to actual understanding.
Hopefully, yes. And importantly, we're seeing more regulatory green lights. The research highlighted the Felix Neuro AI wristband getting FDA clearance for essential tremor, and the SOU ban for treating pediatric allergic rhinitis.
Yeah.
That shows a clear path, right? Wearables becoming accepted as legitimate, clinically validated medical tools.
Okay, so health is huge. What about productivity and global communication?
Massive impact there, too. Think about the Vital Smart Glasses, real-time translation, hands-free notes. That breaks down language barriers, streamlines things for global teams, travelers, anyone working internationally. And the Halo glasses, with that personalized assistant, the contextual info, the memory feature, it's all designed to make you more efficient, less tied to pulling out your phone, minimizing distractions, letting you stay more present in the moment.
Less screen time, more head-up time. I like the sound of that.
And then, of course, entertainment and immersive media. It's being totally transformed. XR headsets like Samsung's Muhan promise much more immersive gaming, richer media experiences, making virtual worlds feel way more convincing. The Oakley Meta glasses, hands-free POV video capture, real-time coaching for athletes. That enables whole new ways to create content to improve performance. And add in those haptic gloves and suits we talked about, letting you actually feel virtual stuff. That has a whole new sensory layer to VR and AR. Real immersion.
Okay, and what about more practical work-related uses, industrial and training?
Yeah, big potential there too. AR headsets providing real-time instructions, safety warnings, maybe even remote expert help overlaid right onto a worker's view. Imagine utility workers visualizing underground pipes, or surgeons training on virtual patients before they touch a real one. Plus, gesture controls, voice AI assistants. They're being used in logistics, navigating warehouses, operating robots, and in complex training scenarios, like for the military.
So it really touches almost every aspect of life. These aren't just novelties. They feel like they could fundamentally change how we work, how we live, how we play.
They absolutely could, but, and it's a big but, like any major technological shift, there are some pretty significant hurdles to overcome before we see mass adoption.
Ah, yes, the challenges. Here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit tricky. All this incredible potential. But there are always hurdles. And when the tech gets this personal, the questions get much deeper, don't they? Let's start with the basics. Usability and comfort. Our research really underscores this. For these things to be truly strapped in, part of daily life, they have to be lightweight, comfortable, unobtrusive. You need to forget you're wearing them, almost.
Absolutely. You see that focus in designs like Samsung Muhan using lighter materials, that external battery pack to shift weight. Compare that to the heft of something like the Apple Vision Pro. Weight matters.
And style matters too, right? Halo sticking to classic glasses shapes, Oakley using popular sports frames. It's about social acceptance, making it look normal, not sticking out like a sore thumb.
Definitely. And battery life, while improving Halo claiming 14 hours is impressive, it's still a constant balancing act. How much power can you pack in without adding weight or bulk?
Okay, usability is one thing, but then you get into the really thorny issues. Privacy and ethical concerns.
Oh yeah, always on cameras and smart glasses. That immediately brings up bystander consent, doesn't it? Surveillance concerns. It creates this awkward situation of like surveillance with plausible deniability. Is that tiny light really enough warning that someone might be recording you?
Good point. Some devices, like Halo, are trying to tackle this head on, right? Local processing, no direct video recording.
Exactly. Key design choices trying to build trust. But maybe even deeper is the issue of neurodata privacy and freedom of thought. When you have BCIs, neural interfaces collecting neurodata, that raises legitimate fears. Are we breaching the, quote, last realm of privacy, our own minds?
The potential for misuse, neuromarketing, government monitoring, it's unsettling.
It is. And just generally, these wearables collect so much sensitive data, biometrics, location, first-person video, audio. They become really attractive targets for cybercriminals, for data brokers. We need incredibly strict rules around consent, security, transparency.
Which leads right into security risks. These devices aren't just passive trackers anymore, they're becoming gateways.
Gateways to your smart home, your car, maybe sensitive corporate data via an AR headset used for work.
So the risk of hacking, of spoofing, seems much higher. Imagine someone feeding false information into your AR display, or worse, some kind of neural malware.
It's a scary thought. And security is harder on these devices. Linked interfaces make traditional passwords awkward. Securing that constant stream of sensor data is a huge challenge. It needs new approaches to authentication, data protection.
And finally, there's just social acceptance and adoption barriers. We all remember the glass hole backlash with Google Glass, right?
We do. History shows that for mass adoption, wearables need clear, compelling benefits that genuinely outweigh any awkwardness or social stigma. The Ray-Ban Meta sale suggests maybe we're getting there, partly due to the familiar style. But cost is still a big barrier for the really advanced stuff.
And you need the ecosystem, right? The apps, the experiences, the content. Otherwise, it's just cool hardware with nothing to do.
Exactly. Plus, regulatory hurdles, safety approvals, especially for anything touching health and medical use. It's a complex landscape, and it really brings us back to that core question. How do we balance this incredible potential for augmentation with, fundamental human rights, privacy, control over our own data, even our thoughts? Is there a line we shouldn't cross? Or is this level of integration just inevitable?
That is the million-dollar question, isn't it? For the whole industry and really for all of us, it makes you think about the trade-offs, the responsibilities that come with this deeper human-computer integration. It's not just about can we build it, but should we? If you're finding this discussion insightful here on Tomorrow Unveiled, maybe take a quick moment to like this video if you're on YouTube, subscribe to Tomorrow Unveiled, and definitely hit those notifications so you don't miss our future updates.
And if you happen to be listening on a podcast service, maybe Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we would be incredibly grateful if you could leave Tomorrow Unveiled a rating and a review. It honestly really helps us reach new listeners and keep doing these deep dives.
So as we wrap up today, it's pretty clear this strapped-in era. It's not some far-off dream. It's unfolding right now. This week's developments show it clearly. Just to recap, we've seen that definite shift from passive wearables to active symbiotic devices. driven by things like neural interfaces, advanced haptics, and that crucial on-device AI. These techs are popping up everywhere: military, healthcare, productivity, entertainment, industry. But, and it's important, we have to acknowledge the big challenges still ahead: usability, comfort, those deep privacy and security questions, social acceptance. Tackling these is absolutely key for mass adoption, for making sure this tech actually serves humanity well.
Looking ahead, what can we expect near term? Well, probably a continued fusion of AI and wearables. Devices getting even smarter, more context-aware, learning from us, adapting to our environments in ways we probably can't fully grasp yet. Expect rapid hardware improvements too, better displays, faster chips, longer battery life, more sophisticated non-invasive BCIs that are truly invisible, and a booming software ecosystem. Lots of focus on crossover collaborations, I think. Fashion and tech, medical and tech merging more. New AR applications are emerging constantly. Keep an eye out for potential major AR glasses launches from the big tech players, maybe by early 2026. More FDA approvals from medical wearables, and crucially, new regulations trying to address AR privacy and how we handle neurodata. That ethical landscape is going to evolve fast.
Okay, so here's a final thought for you to chew on this week, something to ponder. Are we actually heading towards a future where our technology is so integrated, so strapped in, that maybe we stop distinguishing between our natural abilities and our augmented ones? What does that really mean for what it means to be human in the years ahead? We genuinely love hearing what you think about all this. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast app, drop a comment. Let us know your take on this week's wearable tech breakthroughs. Thank you so much for joining us on Tomorrow Unveiled for this deep dive into the future. Join us again next time for more insights into what's coming next.